Hi, my name's Noshad, some guys know me as Shubham, and this is my Spurs video podcast. Didn't get time to mention a question that was sent by Njohn on one of the early video podcasts, and he asked about Pav not being given a chance. You know, cites how well Rafa's done with Adebayor, looks how well JD's done with Adebayor. Why isn't Pav afforded the same opportunity? It boils down to, well, this. Pav, isn't like Harry that much. He's not rated by Harry. He's not a Harry signing. JD has been a Harry signing, not once, twice, but thrice. And he really rates JD. He loves him. He's a terrific player. And that's what it boils down to. JD and Pav are very similar styles. They like to work, the last man. Look to find the space, pop up, exploit. Goes into spaces. And unfortunately, two things that really go against him is, first of all, they have a very poor first touch, and secondly, they can kind of propagating goal. And what goes against Pav is the notion that he's actually quite lazy. And I know as well as looking at Pav, sometimes he doesn't make the right decision. His decision making is very, very poor. And when people say that to JD, they just say he's selfish. He doesn't go for shots. Look. If a player's got the talent and the shot's on, why shouldn't he take it? But at least force a save, get it on target. A lot of the time, he skies it. We saw this again last night with Ronaldo. Could have side passed it to Di Maria, who was free. Went for glory. If you're going to go for glory, get it in the goal, or at least force the goalkeeper to make an incredible save. What happened? A minute later, they equalised. Barcelona equalised. I think that same parallel applies, and Harry just doesn't trust Pav as much. The second thing is, I think Pav's just been very unlucky in terms of that his strike partners, he has to play part of the two, and his strike partners have been Darren Bent, who is a very similar style of player. So again, that fault falls on Comley, because why did you sign him? Secondly, or Fraser Campbell, who again, we had no choice. We took whoever we could. But let's face it, Fraser Campbell hasn't really been uprooting trees anywhere he's been. So I don't think it's been a huge, it was a great part to play with. And thirdly, I think we were looking to sign him when we were trying to get Arshev in. Obviously, we didn't get him for, thankfully, very good reasons now. But there was, I think that's one of the reasons we were looking to sign. We did sign Pavlyuchenko, and I just think the way he plays isn't conducive to our style of football. And when we've seen Torres is a much better example of a player that, when he's scoring, everyone loves him. He's like having 12 men in the team. When he's not scoring, it's like having 10. That's just the way I look at it. He's invisible, and that's the way he works. He's invisible, so he can go into spaces and catch them when you least expect them. And that's the way Pav works. And I don't think he's going to get given the chances now. I think now we've, come December, January, we've got that critical run of games where you're either, keeping up with the pack, in terms of Man U's, Man City's, for a title we're never going to win, not this season anyway, or to put distance away from the other pack, who for that Champions League spot, third or fourth, which I think we have a much better chance of getting. So for that reason, I don't think Pav will be given that chance. In terms of the other players, obviously, I've never been a huge Cahill fan. I think he's quick, he's strong, he's good in the air. Wow. You say about a player like that called, like Yunus Kabul. I think Kabul's main problems has always been that his man marking has always been pretty poor, and his concentration level has been poor, and his positioning has been poor. Which for a defender isn't that great, but he's had the pace and physicality to make up for it. He'll learn from that. I think people forget he's only 23, 24. The same age Ledley King was when he was asked to take over from a certain Sol Campbell. And I remember a certain error he made, how Blackburn get their winning goal against us in that 2002 League Cup final. We didn't lose faith in him, and now he became our defensive rock. Obviously, having someone like Naibet did help. And I think Cab playing alongside King will learn those tricks. Just by watching King, playing with him. Unfortunately, can't train alongside him, but watching him, playing with him, I think he'll get there. I think we have, and plus, we've got a very good, future defensive colossus in the making. And I think there's no point signing Cahill, who essentially will do a very similar job to Kabul, and that's the reason why I wouldn't sign him. we've been linked with Vertonghen from Ajax. I haven't seen this guy play that much, apart from when I've seen Ajax getting absolutely battered by Real Madrid. So, and let's face it, Real Madrid have been battering everyone, so it's not exactly a fair comparison. He's 6'2". He's obviously got the height. He looks pretty mobile on the ground, and as he's left-footed, can cover him for left back. Because let's face it, if Disco Benny's injured, we've got no one. We'll have to play Bale there, which wouldn't not the worst idea in the world. Bale's much better as a left winger or as a wing back, and if we're playing 3 at the back, so I would be really reluctant to do that. So for me personally, and this is just my personal thing, I think Vertonghen will be a good signing if we can get him at the price. 10 million is what's been mooted. Obviously he's an Ajax player, so he's got technical ability, but more importantly, can he defend? He's got the physicality. I think we've shown with Vermaelen, he's done very, very well. Vertonghen came in to fill the same spot as Vermaelen, and he's done pretty well as well. So I think he can do a good job. Obviously, you've got the likes of Dawson, Cabal, King, Gallas. So it's going to be a real tough mix to get in there, get a run of games. So it will be a case of sink or swim, really. But I think he's got a good chance of doing it. In terms of midfielders, obviously we've been linked with Hoylett. Guys know how I feel. I think he's a good player. Whether he's got the potential, I don't know. Well, he's got the potential, yes. I think. Is he another Pina in terms of the fact that he is cheap? We can get him on a good price. That's why we're going to go for him. Because Ari likes a bargain. He's a bit of a wheeler dealer. No, he's not. He's a fucking football manager. I don't know. I would like to go for Jovetic just because I think he's an upgrade on Kranjčar. I think any player you should get should be an upgrade on what should be even a filling the need you have, and as well as being an upgrade on what you have already. I think Jovetic is a player that can Jovetic is an upgrade on Kranjčar. I think he's one of the most skillful players. The ability he shows on the ball is incredible. I just don't think he's got the engine or the fleetness of foot that you need in the Premiership, or he's got that fleetness of foot in his mind that say Sheringham had, which I'm guessing you could have got away with back in the Sheringham era. I don't think, and when he was playing, I don't think you can get away with that now. I think players are just a lot more better technically, so you can't really do that much, do that anymore really. Because obviously look at the way look at the players. Say you look at Chelsea, look at the players they brought in. I think if you look at the Premiership now, from say 2002 onwards, and pre-2002, it's a completely different era. I mean, the technical ability in the Premiership has gone up a whole new level. So, I think, for that reason, I will be a little bit wary of signing someone like Hoylett, just because I think there are better players out there who I think are available. I think Jovetic would cost about 15 million at least. And will they be keen to selling him? Probably not, because, obviously, Fiorentina want to go places, but I think if we said to them, look, here's Niko Kranjčar, here's, we'll give you Kranjčar, we'll give you Pavlyuchenko, and we'll give you, I don't know, 5 mil or something. I'll take it. They get 2 players for the price of 1 plus 5 mil. I think, because I think Pavlyuchenko, his value's fallen dramatically. I think Nico's got a good value, about say 8 million. So we're looking at 15 mil. I think if you want to put another 3 mil on top, I think you've got a very good player who's playing in Europe and is playing well in Europe. I think that's what I go for. So I still go for Jovetic. And for Snafu or Team Spirit, and Eggsy, who seems to like these videos, but isn't going to make the same remarks, I'm hoping. He's not my new man crush. Stuff like that. I think that's the player we should be going for. I think football now, look at Bale. He can play left back, left wing, and if he wanted to, he can play in the multi strikers. He's got the height and build to play that. I think football now is increasingly a lot about can you play about versatility because of that 25-man squad. Can you play as on the wing as a 5-4-4-2, or as part of a 3 and a 4-2-3-1, or part of as a left attacking midfield, left wing forward as a 4-3-3. And I think can you fit those different tactical things? And I think someone like Jovetic can do that. I think Hoylett can do that as well. I think he'll be a lot cheaper, but I wouldn't go for someone just because they're cheaper. I would go for someone, I think, in terms of sheer quality, I think Jovetic has that in spades, and I think we could get him for a very good price. because I think Fiorentina, let's face it, if he's going to go anywhere, he'll go to either Turin, Milan, or Turin or Milan or Inter. I think Fiorentina would rather sell him to us. They don't want to sell him to anyone, but they'd rather sell him to us than to one of their Italian rivals, which cause them to riot, Lentini style. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video podcast. Please do comment, and I'll be more than happy to reply to your comments. Whatever you have to say. I'm going to give a big shout out to Jeremy Jeskinseller. Great guy. Some of you guys know, if you have gone to Spurs forum, that probably he's panicking. Really good guy. Very, very funny. And so give a shout out to him and to Eggsy as well. Another guy in the Spurs forum. And give a big shout out to Debs and Michael Tomkinson, who you'll see. Debs is Spurs Bear on the Spurs Odyssey message board. Go on the great site. Check out Top Spurs, run by a great guy called Jim Dugan, and THC1882.com, a very, very good site. And when you come to Spurs, I have been plugging Carter's Recaps in and Windy and Wheeler Dealer Radio, but haven't heard what these guys have said. It is unusual. I don't think they check their facts, because they had this thing of saying, just listen to their last podcast. They for some reason believe that Modric, Kranjčar and Livermore side in the midfield against Man City, whereas you and I know, because we were actually there or watching it live, got a chance to get humiliated live on TV. It was actually Modric and Kranjčar. So I don't know. They do get, these Americans do seem to get confused quite a fair bit. But definitely check out that thing. These guys are passionate, and for a bunch of Americans with no geographical ties anyway to Tottenham, for them to be really passionate about us is something that I really highly commend. And I hope you enjoy it. And please click on the ad links if they do appear. And come on, you Spurs.